All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. I skipped the intro today. So some of you guys are going to be jumping on in the next, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds. But I wanted to react to this video today that I started to watch. And I said, you know what? This would probably be fun to watch live with you guys. So we're going to be doing a spontaneous live video right now, reacting to a video from a channel called
Facing a challenge.
Jubilee, which is it's a fun channel. They usually bring together, all different sorts of people. They put them in these like mini games. It does seem to be quite a liberalish platform, but I still think the content here is pretty good, and I enjoy watching it. So, we are going to watch this together right now and react to it in real time. So let's pull it in, and let's have fun watching this video, guys.
Dilemma in your life right now? The Dilemma is a new Jubilee show, and we're looking for people who are seeking advice, willing to be vulnerable, and anonymously sharing their dilemmas on camera. Click on the
I'm a sex worker.
Okay, here we go.
We brought together 7 sex workers.
I'm a sex worker.
I'm a sex worker.
I'm a sex worker. I'm a sex worker.
I am a sex worker.
I'm a sex worker.
And I'm a sex worker.
One of them is a virgin. If the group discovers who the liar is, they'll split a cash prize. If the liar survives, they win the entire prize. Who is the odd one out?
Everyone get naked.
So it's going to be surprising.
What will that tell you about me?
I guess who's more comfortable.
What platforms do you guys use?
I do porn on my OnlyFans.
I do OnlyFans.
Yeah, OnlyFans, just for fans, and I do in-person work as well.
Okay.
I actually don't use a platform. I'm just a stripper and a sugar baby.
Okay.
Like she said she didn't have an OnlyFans. Like I feel like every sex worker that I've known at least like uses OnlyFans in some regard. Just only.
So I'm going to guess just off the bat, if I had to choose who the virgin here is, I'm going to guess it's this blonde chick over here, because pretty much anyone, as they said today, that has considered a sex worker, for sure has an OnlyFans. So I'm gonna pick the little blondie over here.
Fans, yeah.
I was a sugar baby for a brief period, but since the pandemic, OnlyFans was like popular, so I hopped on the wave. What's your guys' favorite part about sex work?
Money.
The only good part?
I mean,
So keep in mind though, people that do like sex work like this, they've obviously kind of sold their souls for the money. So, don't always be attracted to just the money. You got to also look at the consequences of your life. I think a lot of these people at one point in their lives are going to plan on having children. So you could only imagine when these kids are in school, when you got bullies, they're just going to pull up their phones and be like, your mama, and it's going to be like a video of their mothers getting, destroyed. So just keep in mind that the decisions you make and put on the internet are forever. And I don't think a lot of people really think about those long-term consequences. The other way to look at it, though, is you're going to be dead in 100 years anyway. So who cares, right? So that's the way people look at it. Personally, I don't think I'd ever do this kind of stuff. I just want to put my shit out there like that.
I'm pretty promiscuous in my real life, so I feel like I'm just doing exactly what I would be doing
I like
anyway.
the creative side.
I feel like I was sexual like in the past, but after like working in the sex industry, I've become less. I feel like your boundaries have to be so important.
Even on OnlyFans, like even through online, like having that relationship that's
What
like.
do you do on your OnlyFans?
I used to do like girl, but I've kind of transitioned into like a softer core because I'm actually on my way out. I'm retiring this year because I'm getting married. Not that, I mean, you can be married and do it.
The comment about like getting married.
Personally, I would not be marrying a girl who had this as her history. But then again, they're not asking to marry me, so who cares about my opinion? But I just feel like there's only 2 types of men that would marry these kind of women. The first guy is one that's also in the industry, right? They both kind of get it. The second guy is a beta male who really can't attract like a non-sex worker that's hot. So he accepts the career of a sex worker because to him, he's a beta male and he just doesn't care that, 500 men have also been there as well. I think the average guy does care about that. Unless they're a beta male. I don't think beta males really have a choice in what they can get.
kind of made no sense to me. So when I get married, I'm gonna still hoe the f out.
I wanted to think of like something only people like with.
See what she just said? She just said when she gets married, she's still gonna hoe the f out, and that's kind of what happens. Is like when you marry a sex worker, a lot of the times, from what I understand, they're gonna want to continue doing their jobs, and I don't think a confident, strong, traditional alpha male would accept that kind of behavior from their partner. I don't think that's acceptable in my opinion. For my relationship, I would not want my partner hoeing out. And hey, Jasmine, what's going on? So the other thing I want to say here is this stuff that we're watching right now. Think about this. This kind of video is being watched probably by teens and kids. And as Jasmine here says, she called it propaganda. This is propaganda. I don't know if we all realize that, but this is propaganda. Because if young kids are watching this and kind of glamorizing and glorifying, sex work, this is going to normalize it for these young people. So that's why I say Jubilee is a liberal-leaning platform, right? Because you would never see a show putting sex workers together on the Daily Wire, right? Unless it was kind of like a story about how they were a sex worker, but then they found God, and now they, speak out against sex work. So this is like this is what Jubilee, kind of does, and this is one of the negatives of liberal media, is that they promote and glorify, this kind of stuff to the mass audiences.
OnlyFans would know. What happens when you block someone?
You can choose whether or not they still have access.
No, when they're blocked, they're gone.
Y'all know that.
Yeah, I should set up.
As a sex worker, everyone kind of has a look. He was the only one that didn't have like a specific look.
He was shuffling his feet. I was shuffling my feet because I'm anxious, but I was like,
He just wasn't giving me a sex worker vibe.
He's the mole, little blondie. He's the mole.
Hi, Jay.
Sorry. I didn't suspect Jay at all because, look at that guy. He obviously f***s.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, but I guess I was pretty quiet. I didn't really say too much, so.
I think he's a sex
Currently, I do different themes and stuff like that because I like to dress up. So this is a cow outfit, one of my favorites. And then I have
I'm also thinking this guy could be the sex worker because sometimes what they'll do is they'll put somebody up there who's like because this guy's obviously gay. I mean, come on, there's no question this guy's gay. So a lot of us might think because he's gay, he's a sex worker, but he might be the pick meant to distract us. So I'm going to say, as of now, I think the mole is one of these two on the right. It's either Blondie over here, or is it going to be this gay guy? Jasmine, have you been on the show before? Jasmine, if you've been on the show, tell me what episode you've been on. We'll pull it up.
sequin shorts that I wear to start off with, but they don't stay on for long.
When he brought out the cow costume, I was like, what is he gonna do in the cow costume?
Does he move or himself off in it? Or what are you actually doing in that costume?
So I brought my favorite pair of stripper heels. I love wearing white heels at work because there's the blue lights and everything, so they just glow different. Yeah.
Okay, I brought my Trans Erotica Award. I was the best.
Okay, stripper heels does not mean that you are a sex worker. A lot of people in relationships will buy things like that to satisfy their partner and please them, or even just for themselves or for a Halloween costume. So I'm still going to either go with blonde or black gay guy.
Trans man performer.
How much did that cost to get commissioned on Etsy?
Just kidding. Right, I did that just for that.
I have that too.
Let me just grab it up by this. But this is pretty, I don't know if this is kid friendly. I don't know if it's that much better, honestly, but
way worse.
it's a speculum. I do a lot of kink play.
I kind of have.
Jasmine, if you've been on the show, let me know what episode. What's the name of the title of the show you've been on, and we'll pull it up after this. Let me know in the comments.
I have the OnlyFans grab bag. This is my browser's bag. This is a lube shooter. This is my first ever I'm Asian. La la la.
So I know she's a porn star because I've seen her work. This woman here, Kazumi. So I know she is actually a sex worker.
This is my first ever outfit that I wore. This is a ring light, the necessities. This is a Pornhub slipper because you need to be cozy. And this is what I wear on a Saturday night for fun. Yeah, obvious.
I brought my birth control because I was I'm obviously not a virgin.
She might also be my other pick as the dark horse pick because I don't know. I'm getting a vibe that she could also be the distracted pick because she kind of looks like a porn star. Obviously, she has augmented breasts. That's pretty obvious, and she's got the sleeve as well. But those could be meant to throw us off because if you go to LA, pretty much every Asian girl there has augmented breasts. Not every, a lot too though, and also some tattoos.
She brought birth control, and I was like, anybody could have birth control. I had birth control when I was like 14, so I don't know if that like convinced me.
The birth control is like the one thing you can't be like.
I took birth control for my acne.
Jasmine, if you want to send it to me on Instagram, I'll watch it personally, but I won't put it up here on YouTube. Oh, Jasmine, I did not know that. We actually have an ex-adult star in our chat. Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, look, Jasmine, if you ever want to hop on a stream and talk about, your life, your career, things you learned, things you would tell other people, other women who are thinking about entering, I'd love to have a conversation with you on my channel whenever you are available. Really, it's up to you. If you want to do that. I think we follow each other on Instagram, so just message me there and we can kind of coordinate that if you want.
You could have menstrual issues.
Now that I'm a doctor, I have a speculum. Yeah, there's a lot of health.
I didn't really think about that.
How did I get started?
I actually didn't get started in the best way. I was like kind of groomed into it. I was 17 when I started doing full service sex work. I was a homeless youth. And that was pretty much the only way that I could make money enough to like support myself. And then obviously that was dangerous. And so, yeah, then I started to do it on the OnlyFans. And then I got addicted to fast money.
So let's just like kind of pause on that. Like that's pretty sad story. I mean, you guys heard it here yourself. She was a minor, 17 years old. And she was at a really obviously deep dark point in her life where, she was desperate for money. So this is kind of the path that she went down. And, it's tough to judge someone when everything is stacked against them and they don't see any other options. So, but this is the story of how a lot of people get started in the industry from what I understand. And, it's pretty heartbreaking stuff.
I was kind of surrounded by other sex workers and was trying to start a freelance writing career that was not going very well. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try to make a little coin on the side. And then I started picking up some studio work and started making my own stuff. And yeah, that's how I got started. And now I do that instead.
I don't know. It's either Jay Black, Ashley, or Ginny.
There's a three-way tie.
Oh.
The tie is between Ashley, Ginny, and Terrell.
The three that I said.
You guys are going to have 30 seconds. State your case.
I'm 0.2 on OnlyFans. I make over 6 figures. I do it only for the money. I hate men. I literally think I'm becoming more attracted to women because of my job.
So I gotta start.
So she just said that OnlyFans has made her hate men. And from my understanding, there's two types of guys who, use OnlyFans and make and subscribe. The first guy is a beta male. He's a man who is highly undesirable, can never get these kind of women in the real world. And so he's willing to pay $10, $20 a month to have some type of access to these women. And then he'll tip her to see her naked or do custom videos because he doesn't have a girlfriend. He can't get a girlfriend. So this is where his money goes. That's the first guy. And I would say that's the majority of the OnlyFans clientele. The second guy who joins are the ultra mega rich alpha males who use OnlyFans to basically coordinate meetings with these girls in real life. So they use it to break through the clutter on Instagram and everything to show that they're serious. They may drop $200-$300 tips to the girl on OnlyFans only to show that they are top G, as Andrew Tate says. And then from there, they'll coordinate, in-person meetings where they can fly them out to Dubai or whatever it is. I really feel like that's the two groups that make up the OnlyFans clientele. So the thing is the majority are the weirdos, are the weird dudes, the desperate, thirsty dudes, right? And so these guys are weirdos and they reflect poorly on men. which is why you heard Ginny say OnlyFans has made her hate men more and more and more. And a lot of these men do get creepy. They become possessive. They stalk. They harass. So I'm not surprised that she said that.
I started stripping when I was 19. I saw an ad on Instagram that they were looking for people, and I was like, oh, yeah. And I had been a competitive dancer my whole life, so it was like, made sense to do it. And then I started working at a different club, and then at that club, I met my sugar daddy, who I've had for like almost 4 years now.
Yeah, I started when I was like, 21. I was actually working at a sex club in DC. I was a receptionist, and the guy would come all the time, and he would ask me things like, when you can come in and sleep with me, and then I was just like, you got some money? So I started with that, but I really do want to get the money so I can get my production company started and have a great gay sex show.
A lot of strippers do exactly how to dress like a stripper. Yeah. Because if you work as a receptionist, sex clubs, you can know.
Okay.
I love you, though.
Okay.
I do want to
I'll
watch
watch your gay sex show.
Yes.
Bye.
I was like, why would y'all think I'm a virgin? Like, do I look like a virgin?
I just wanted to like go back to the previous conversation because we don't have a lot of representation as sex workers. So I try to stray away from saying things like fast money or easy money because a lot of the times people will be like, oh, see, like they just woke up and they just made money. And it's really hard.
Yeah. It's like irritating when people are like, oh, I should just do an OnlyFans so I can make hella money too. Like, it's not that easy.
To be fair, it is easy money and fast money depending on a few factors. Number one, if it's a woman who is incredibly attractive and hot and desirable, then for her it is going to be, fast money because there's going to be a lot of men who want to see her. It's also going to be very fast money for people that have big social media followings. So if you have 1 million subs and you've been doing like bikini modeling for a couple years, you have all these people that watch you. Suddenly you announce an OnlyFans, it's going to be a flood of people that are going to, pay because they're finally going to get to see you naked. So for a lot of these people, it is fast money. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm never starting an OnlyFans, and I don't have the biggest channel. We know that. But because I do have some subscribers on YouTube, if I did launch an OnlyFans, of my, let's say, if I go to Thailand and started an OnlyFans, for example, there would be people that would join from my YouTube channel because I have some reach here. So that would be fast money, no matter what they say. I'm sure that if I were to announce, now again, my audience might actually not be the right one because it's a lot of conservatives who are against this industry, and I totally respect that. I actually, as I get older and I become more and more conservative in my viewpoints, I'm becoming more and more against the whole sex work industry. And in full transparency, Jasmine, we could talk on Instagram. Adam Francisco or Be Free My Sheeple. Just shoot me a DM and I'll talk to you right after this live stream. In full transparency, a couple years ago, I did subscribe for a few people on OnlyFans, a few girls that I had been following on Instagram. I saw the announced one and I was curious. So I did apply. I did subscribe to OnlyFans, maybe like, I think 4 different times. And each subscription, I only did like a month because what I learned was a lot of these girls, like you pay the $5, right? And they don't show you much because then they'll say like, oh, to see more, tip me $5. So it ends up becoming just this money drain. And I don't do that. I just paid once for the cover fee. And then the other thing was I also saw that if the person is new on OnlyFans, it's not worth spending any money because they have no content. So it's better waiting a few months when they actually have some stuff up and you see that they have a higher like count. Then you know that they have decent content. The third thing I realized was most of the good content ends up on the internet for free anyway. You just type in their username plus the word leaked, and then usually it's up there. It's usually easy to find. So it's like, why pay for it when if it's good enough content, there's going to be enough subscribers and one of them is going to just leak it because this is what these people do. There's really no protections for these people. They think there is, but there really is none. And it's really sad that people could just like steal their content. But that's kind of the risk that you take when you sign up. Jasmine, do you want to jump on a live stream like after I finish this video? I think it's over halfway done. Do you want to jump on a live stream, Jasmine? I'll send you the invite link if you want.
It's definitely a grind, but I think that it is different in a way that like I don't know, I was able in my first month to make $25,000, which like is just like not a normal.
It's such a small percentage of people who are going to make that easy money.
Yeah.
Even me, as a trans man, I don't make a ton of money compared to what other people
Well, that's a
do,
trans
but-
man.
We do sacrifices and we put ourselves in compromising positions sometimes, and that's why we make a lot of money, especially because the social stigma makes
There's a
it
lot of
dangerous.
risk. Totally, thank you.
Coming across.
So when did everyone lose their virginity?
Okay, so I hope my mom isn't watching this. But I was 13 and I was, right? It was so young. I was dating this guy for a few months and we decided to have sex. It was with a banana flavored condom. Like in his like dirty bed, like
Was
rushed
he also
before.
13?
He was also 13.
Okay.
Banana condom makes more sense. I think virginity is actually a construct. I think that virginity was created by men who think that a penis can change the chemistry of a woman.
So that's pretty much, excuse me, a very typical liberal talking point. Everything to a liberal is a social construct. Everything. Everything is a social construct when it comes to liberals. This kombucha in my hand is a social construct.
Body, but I lost my virginity at 16 and I had blood streaming. It's a horror story.
I wouldn't say I was like super religious growing up, but I kind of had like some reservations about penis and vagina sex for a while. So in high school, I did the poop hole loophole, so I didn't go to hell.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's sexy.
I grew up super religiously too. I was actually a
I don't know if you guys heard that, but that is the origin story of a porn star. She is too scared or doesn't want to have vaginal penis sex, so she just does the back door. Okay, interesting.
Jehovah's Witness, and I was gonna save myself until marriage. I can't even begin to imagine that now. But I was 17. Like it like happened enough to say that I lost my virginity, but I wouldn't say like I had sex. You know what I mean? Like it kind of happened, but okay. Wait, I have a question. Is water a good lube?
No.
Water?
I mean, spit, like water-based lube, yes.
Water-based lube,
Yeah.
yes, please.
I was just looking for the virgin.
Oh, like shower sex?
I've like had so much awful sex in a jacuzzi. It's the worst.
It's giving UTI.
Yeah, it's giving UTI. It's giving uncomfy. It's giving like, why is this so wet and dry at the same time?
She was really timid, and again with the OnlyFans thing.
I heard Jehovah's Witness and my ears perked up.
I'm going Ashley. Yeah, she's the mole.
Sorry.
I'm saying Ashley's the mole.
Raise your hand if you think the mole is still in the box and would like to continue the game.
Ginny was just the last person that I had the little tiniest bit of suspicion
That's the
about.
third one I said
So
too.
starting now, for every time you vote someone out who is not the mole, the total prize money is going to be reduced.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh wait.
What do your parents think?
My dad kind of. I have a really like weird relationship with both my parents. My mom doesn't know, but I feel like she knows. My dad doesn't know, but I feel like he knows. I live with my dad, so he's like probably wondering like why I have so much free time.
And is
Find my
he
way.
Jehovah's Witness still?
No, my dad was never. My mom was, and I used to live with her, and then I moved out.
Yeah, I'm not super close with my family. I'm totally proud of the work that I do. I'll tell anybody. I'll tell anybody all day long, but I'm not close with my family, so it's just not the kind of information I feel safe sharing with them. I don't think that they
I
would.
respect that.
The other thing I want to say, just observational that I've seen is, it seems to be when a person goes from when a man transitions to a woman, and it's not that passable in the U.S. But when when a woman transitions to a man, it's a lot more passable. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I did not know that this was a trans woman in the beginning. If I just looked at him, I would not know. The voice, though, definitely does give it away a little bit. And I think some of you in the comments did call out that this was a trans man. I didn't even realize that at first. So I just found it interesting.
Support it necessarily.
Like, it's not necessarily the work itself, especially since I'm an online sex worker, that's dangerous. It's more like the social stigma from people who, want to commit violence because I choose what I do. But it's like my actual day-to-day, like I love my customers, I love men, ooh, controversial, but like I love guys and I like making them feel good. My supporters, like I really appreciate them, but sex work can be dangerous because of the way people perceive us.
The fact that she said she'd been a Jehovah's Witness, it was just a possibility that maybe she was a virgin.
I was kind of listening to like the marker and I could hear that everyone wrote my name down. So then I just wrote Kazumi down.
Sorry.
You're beautiful.
Raise your hand if you think the mole is still in the box and you would like to continue the game.
I just want to say that I think Ginny is by far the most attractive woman on this panel. So, Ginny, if you ever happen to watch this and you are not a sex worker, if you're not the sex worker, then I'd love to take you out for some bubble tea or some boba or something. Not because you're Asian. Okay, that wasn't a race-based thing. It's just because that's like a nice first date. You know, who doesn't like bubble tea with boba? I think it's a great way to go on a first date. You know, because I don't believe in expensive first dates. That's just a waste of money.
So if the lights turn green, that means you voted the mole out and you all win. However, if the lights turn red, that means...
All right, final answer. Who do I think the mole was? I'm going to have to go with my girl, Ginny, because I am hoping that Ginny is not a sex worker so I can go on a date with her. So my answer is going to be Ginny. Final answer. She is not the sex worker.
The
She is
mole
the virgin.
is still in the box and you lose.
I was pretty confident that, a couple of hookers could sniff out who the virgin was.
Will the mole reveal themselves in 3, 2...
Come on, Ginny. Ginny, step forward.
Are you still gonna have a gay show?
You know, I did say that sometimes they do things like a gay guy on a sex work panel because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he's gay sex worker. I kind of had a feeling that I knew he was definitely one of the top options, top picks. But now I'm disappointed that Ginny was the sex worker because now I have to rescind my first date request. No, I'd still go out with her on a date. Let's be honest. She's that attractive. But unfortunately, we cannot pursue any type of meaningful long-term committed relationship. You know, we can't have a family. We can't have kids together, unfortunately, as beautiful as you are and as great as your gene pool probably is. I just, I would not want my kid to be a victim of very easy bullying when he's a lot older. So once again, a dream girl of mine has gotten away.
No, it was all a lie.
It was
all a lie. It was all a lie.
So that was just like a Halloween costume, huh?
Yeah, it was a Halloween costume.
I knew it.
Yeah, it was a Halloween costume.
Can we ask why you're a virgin? Is it like a choice?
No, it's not anything. I'm not waiting until like marriage or anything like that. I'm just like really, I don't know, I wasn't introduced to sex like at all really, like until like college. But yeah, not till marriage or anything, just when I meet the right guy. So if he's watching, call me.
To be a sex worker means being a small business owner. It means being a content creator and an entrepreneur. I sell a product just like many other people do. It just happens to be that my product is sex and my body.
I did misspeak when I said that it was fast money. I think it is like a ridiculous amount of money, very, very fast. But it's definitely at the cost of other things. I don't want to go too deep, but I think that there's like a deep sadness. Like not all of us are like so happy to be sex workers. It was sort of a necessity to bring me out of like a pretty bad place.
The million other girls who are just as hot, horny, and ready to do it as me and are not making the same amount of money as me because they're not doing what I'm doing. Why can't sluts change the world? That's a stack.
That's a stat.
You got one wrong, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it in half.
Ooh.
Wow.
In half?
You get some. Everybody gets a stack.
Yay! I can't dance.
So there you go, guys. That was I guess I lost kind of. I mean, I was kind of right because I did say that the black gay guy was probably the choice, probably the mole. Disappointed that Ginny was a sex worker. That really breaks my heart because she's gorgeous and that's that sucks. But this was a fun video to watch. I do enjoy the Jubilee content a lot. I think they do a good job with their production overall. And yeah, I mean, this was definitely a video that you're not really going to see reactions to on conservative channels because, anything to do with sex work, it doesn't really work with conservative channels. But as you guys know, I am a former liberal. So I'm not as offended by these topics as some hardcore conservatives might be, you know. So, and I'll give you guys a little preview of my video that's launching tomorrow, so you guys can get a little taste of what's to come tomorrow. Here's a quick 30-second preview of the video coming out tomorrow. Putting that onto the Rumble exclusive, so make sure you subscribe to me on Rumble as well as here on YouTube. So yeah, if you guys like this kind of content, like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure you try to join my page if you guys. Awesome. Just enjoying the beach today?
Yes.
Sweet. All right, so Ron DeSantis, our governor, is trying to pass a new bill, legislation, and these are the 4 things he wants to do. He wants to ban permanently COVID vaccine passports. He wants to ban mask requirements and vaccines for school. He wants to ban any mask requirement, like if you go to a store, and he wants to remove all discrimination based on vax or booster status. What are your thoughts on those policies?
I am a nurse, and
So you'll have to wait to hear tomorrow to see exactly what she says, because she is a nurse. So you'll find out tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. That video debuts tomorrow. I think it's like a 15-minute long video. So should be a fun video tomorrow. And yeah, you know, we're going to keep pushing out content for you guys. I'm going to be paying attention to the current events, news stories, and going out and trying to film some content. I have some other ideas of videos I want to film this week. So obviously I'll let you guys keep posted on my community page on YouTube. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Truth Social. I finally have 500 followers there. I'm closing in on 1,000 on Twitter, so make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. And if you guys can afford to join my page as a paying member, that's probably the best thing to do to support my channel, so that I know that it's like guaranteed coming in every month. And as it builds and grows, then I could, you know, keep doing more and more and invest more into my channel. That's the best part. So definitely consider joining if you can. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this reaction. We'll be doing more of these from time to time because they're fun content. I enjoy doing it, and I get to see you guys more regularly and get to talk to you guys. And Jasmine, message me on Instagram, Adam Francisco, Be Free My Sheeple, either account. I monitor both regularly, and we could set up a live stream if you want. And if you're in Florida, we could even do it in person too. So let me know. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. And as always, God bless Donald J.